Hello all, welcome to today's video. It is Python syntax part 2. If you want to check out part 1 of the Python syntax, go ahead and click the link in the description where you can go ahead and see the Python syntax part 1 video in our YouTube channel. So what is Python syntax? Python syntax is Python language programming syntax, which is rules and regulations that is followed by the Python programming language. Let us get into the video. Statement termination. As we already know, statements are lines of code in Python. How do we terminate a statement? Usually in Python language, statements can be terminated by hitting enter and going to the next line. Whereas in other programming languages, it is usually by using a semicolon. So when a semicolon is given in a programming language, it means that that statement is complete and you can proceed to the next statement for interpretation. But in Python programming language, there is no need for a semicolon. You can just go hit enter and that statement is complete, and then you can go ahead with the next statement. So what happens if the statement is too long and you want to display it in multiple lines? In those cases, such statements can be shown under parentheses, braces, or brackets. If there are multiple lines of code, then it can be in any one of these statements. Whereas in other programming languages, it is usually by using a continuation character like the backward slash. But in Python, there is no need for backward slashes. It can direct anything that is under the parenthesis is automatically considered as the same line of code. Here, in this example, as you can see, x is equals to 5 is a statement. There is no need for a semicolon where you can go for the next line. So y is equals to 10. This is the second statement. Now, here, as you can see, even though this particular if condition is short, we want to display it in multiple lines. In that case, there is a backward slash used that will help the statement that will help the interpreter understand that this is a continuation of the previous statement. And yes, you can also see we have a tab space given here since there is a if condition, and print is right below this statement, which means that this whole statement from if to the colon is a single statement, and with the tab space we are giving the print statement that will be executed if the if condition is true. Let us go to the next. Next is case sensitivity. As we already know, Python is a case sensitive language, meaning Python differentiates anything that is different from a lowercase to an uppercase, which means that variable names, keywords, and identifiers all differ when they are defined in different cases. For example, as you can see, variable here is all of small letters. This is completely different from a variable with a capital letter V, and which is completely different from a variable which is all in capital letters. They are all treated as distinct entries. Here, the variable equals to 1 is different from the variable which has a V capital letter, that is variable equals to 2. When we print these two variables, the variable with a smaller case of V gives an output of 1, and the variable with a capital letter V gives an output 2. Hence, you should be very careful when you are writing a Python code to ensure that the case is kept in mind while defining all the variables or keywords or identifiers. Next is reserved keywords. Reserved keywords mean that there are certain words in Python that are reserved specifically for a specific purpose. These cannot be used as variable names or identifiers because they have predefined meanings in the language. One such example of a keyword is def. Def is used as a reserved keyword, meaning it is used for defining a function. Hence, this def cannot be used as a variable name. There are many reserved keywords. We will go through one by one in a separate video. For now, let us understand that Python has certain reserved keywords that are specifically used for specific purposes, and they cannot be used as variable names or identifiers. Naming conventions. Naming conventions are certain naming conventions that is recommended by the PEP8 that can be followed by the programmer to maintain legibility in the code. So for example, we have variables and functions that can be defined using separating the different words with an underscore and all in lowercase letters. Whereas classes can be defined by using a camel case, which uses multiple words and the first letters of every single word being a capital letter. And then for internal use variables, we can use underscore private underscore variable, which is in all lowercase letters. And then we have for constants, we can use constant underscore variable, all in capital letters. Here, my underscore variable is equals to 15. My underscore name, variable underscore name. This is the definition for a variable. And then for class, we use my class, which is defined, and then it uses an attribute of 20. We will look at classes and definitions of classes in the upcoming videos. For now, this is how we define a class. Next, we have blank lines and white space. Blank lines and white space help with the readability and the structure of a Python code. Indentation with spaces or a tab determines a block structure of a code. Previously, in other programming languages, this was primarily defined using braces. But here we use blank spaces, that is 4 white spaces, to define a block of code. Blank lines are used to separate different sections of the code. Though blank lines are completely ignored by the interpreter, it is very important to give adequate amount of blank lines to help the readability and maintain the structure of the Python code. That's all for today's video. If you like that video, make sure to hit that like button, and if you have any doubts, put that in the comments section. If you really want to share it with your friends, you can go ahead and share it. And also please subscribe to our channel, the Data Pulse Hub, to get more such videos. Thank you. Bye.